Hey, folks, it's Dave back here, Studio B. Before I got to go to work tonight, I'm going to jump on and play a couple of games here. As you know, just coming out of my crazy season, I get Sunday. As soon as I get through Sunday, I'm almost home free. And then it's just kind of single games for the rest of the way. But one more big Sunday coming up, and then I'll be gaming. I'm going to be a gaming fool. I bought some seasons and some games here I have. I need to get the podcast back up and get some people on and talk about their games. We got a lot of great goals for this year. I just need to get through my busy season here, which I'm almost done with. Still can't hear very good out of this ear, so hopefully it's coming in stereo. But I'm still all plugged up over here, and you can hear from my voice. But anyway, so here we go. Oh, Barbara made it today, so good. You got notified, and I'm glad that your power's back on too. I saw that you had lost power. We lost power in the middle of the night last night. It was funny because I was I was sitting in my living room and I was watching, football highlights. That's what I like to do and see which teams I want to play for my next game or whatever. And it gets me excited when I go to YouTube and I find games and teams that I want to play. It's like, oh yeah, I want to play that guy, and oh, I didn't know he played on this team. I want to play that team, and it gets me excited about playing games. And I go to bed, and I had my phone with me, and I got this battery operated light that just kind of gives a little bit of light, so I'm not looking in the dark at my phone. And I'm going on YouTube, and it's like no signal, and I'm like, well, no signal. And I go look, it's no Wi-Fi. It's like, oh, the wind must have knocked out Comcast, right? And I look over at the electric blanket, and it's off. I go, oh, man, did I blow a fuse? And then I look over, and there's no lights anywhere. And it's like, oh, man. So I had the battery-operated light in my phone on, so I didn't know that everything else went around, and it was that. So, yeah. So when we lost power, I'm like, oh, it's going to get real cold. It's going to get real cold because the wind's whipping it. It's cold. And I says, I don't know if they fixed the power in the wind because I don't like to go up on the poles there when it's too windy. And I said, it's going to be windy for 3 days. And an hour later, it come back on. I was like, I was like, good job. I was in the house. I was walking around, and the power went on. I was like, oh, you guys are so good. Thank you so much. So you got notified this time. Good. Yeah, and you got power and heat. Yeah, I was kind of worried about the heat, and I was kind of worried if it went too long as DB comes by. I was kind of wondering, like, what was going to happen, with the food in the fridge if it goes 3 days. I mean, I could put it outside, I guess, and fight off the animals, but I was like, oh, man, what a pain in the neck that would be. Oh, wow, yeah, it got cold. It got down to 45. Yeah, that happened here one time. Not that I want to go off on a tangent here, but there was a day, probably about 10 or 12 years ago, and it was zero. I remember the day, clear as day. It was a 0-degree day, and it was about noontime. And I'm working down here, and the power went out. I'm like, oh, my gosh. And it didn't take long because it was zero out. It didn't take long for this house to get down to about 55 degrees. 55 degrees. And it was just about like an hour or so. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. And you couldn't move in the house because it's just freezing. It's that below 60 degrees in an inside area is really cold. It's coming from a guy who spends his life in a hockey rink, right? And it's just dropping and dropping and dropping. I'm like, well, at least it's the middle of the day and there's sun and I can go outside and get a little bit of natural light. And then finally, a couple hours later, the power kicked on. And it took forever to heat the house back up. My keyboard wouldn't even work. Some of the keys were not functioning because it got so cold in the house. My keyboard wouldn't work. So I had to wait for it all to warm up before I could use the computer. Yeah, so yeah, losing power kind of stinks. But anyway, well, I'm going to play a little bit here before I go to work. And let's go to my overhead view. And here we are. And so we're going to play some game-winning drive. Let's see if we can get Boston a win. They got 2 wins in real life. They were, what was their record? 2 and they won 2 games. Then they were 2 and, was it 12? 2 and 12. Yeah, they were 2 and 12. So that's where we were. They were 2 and 12. And right now we're 0 and 6. Now they had already won 1 game at this point, but I don't know how we're going to do here. So this is the game they actually won. They won it 27-14, but in my replay they lost 31-14. So they were 0 and 1 right out of the gate against the Dolphins. And then we played the Jets, and this one here, well, we lost 31-21 in real life, and here was 20-7. So yeah, we lost by 10, we lost by 13. So now we're 0 and 2. And then we played the Baltimore Colts. They only beat us 14-6, if you can believe it. But in my game, 34-10, the Colts really kind of stuck it to us. So 0-3. And then I played the Chiefs, and they beat us 23-10 in real life, 28-13 here. Again, fairly close. I'll take that. As far as accuracy goes, where's ST Patrick when you talk about accuracy, right? We had a long talk about accuracy. And now we're 0-4. And then we went to play the New York Football Giants, and they beat us pretty good. This is kind of, so they beat us 16-0. So they beat us by 16, and over here they beat us by 17. So again, score's a little off, but the margin of victory is about the same. 0-5. And then we slide over here till we played our second game against the Colts, this time in Baltimore. And check this out. It was a 27-3 in real life, and ours was 28-3. When you talk about accuracy, sometimes you get that close. So anyway, so that's where we are. We are 0-6. And let's bring in here our next opponent. There we go. So we're going to be playing Buffalo again, and we're going to be playing at home. We got a lot of home games to start the season here. Didn't help. And I'm still learning about the 1970 season. It's kind of my new one. I picked it up for APA. I picked it up for Solitaire Pro football. So that's kind of like my new fun season is 1970. All righty. So let's get going here. So New England will start off with the ball first. And we're pretty close. Actually, New England has the advantage here. 11-26 on scoring, and Buffalo's only 11-24. So in theory, New England has a little bit better of a chance of scoring. So let's see how we're going to do here. All right, again, how this plays out. This roll will not count. How the game plays is you look at the red and white and the blue and the yellow. So your red and white will determine if it's points scored or if it's a turnover. And then the blue and yellow will determine what kind of points are scored or what kind of turnover it was. And the turnover can be a fumble, a punt, an interception, or a missed field goal. So a turnover is not necessarily a turnover in as you would call it a turnover. It's more or less just, you didn't score type of thing. All righty. And I'm going to be implementing the momentum football rule where all four dice the same, it's a safety for the team rolling. So if New England were to roll all four dice the same, there would be a safety on them because they have the ball. So I'm going to try that here and see how that goes. It's very rare that happens, but sometimes it does. Carrie B comes by. Good to see you. As we're going to sneak in some football for I got to go to the nice cold rink tonight. And hopefully I don't lose power. I don't want to jinx myself, but the wind is whipping out there. All right, so here we go. Yeah, we're trying to stay warm. I'm going to a hockey rink tonight, so I'm going to try to stay really warm in that hockey rink. Right? All right, so here we go. It's going to be New England ball first, so the home team with it. And, I suppose I could do this right here. So it's going to be New England is the home team. Okay, and here we go. Low numbers are good, and they will score. New England will score. So they get the 23 and the 36. That's going to be a field goal. All righty, so New England's going to get a field goal, and they will lead this 3 to absolutely nothing. All righty. Now, Buffalo can get a kick return. New England cannot, so I don't even bother for that. So New England's going to kick off, and I will look to see if there's going to be a kick return here. Oh, that was close to 13. They need 11 or 12, and then a magical 16 roll. So they do not get the kick return. So it's just going to be Buffalo ball. Buffalo ball. All righty, 11-24. And we got a 52, so that's going to be a turnover and a 36. Intercepted. And they cannot return it. So Buffalo is picked off. So it's going to be an interception. And New England now, because of the interception, they're going to get a better chance to score. Because what happens is this goes from 11-26 to 11-36. We tack on 10, if you will. So that 2 turns into a 3. I know it's only 6, but it's easy to remember. Just bump that up by 1. So 11-36 after the interception. New England trying to add to their lead. No, they are way off. In a 45, they're almost intercepted. That'll be a punt. So they cannot convert after the interception, and they will punt it away. So it's going to be Buffalo ball. They cannot return a punt, so we're not going to worry about it, and we're just going to continue on. Sorry about that glare. Is that a little bit better? Yeah, maybe. All righty, so now Buffalo with the ball. And a 44 is out of range. And the 35 is they're going to punt as well. So Buffalo will kick this away. And New England ball, this will wrap up the first quarter, this drive here. New England cannot return a punt, so we don't even bother. And 51 is out of range, and a 62 is a punt as well. So New England will punt. And let's see if they can return this punt. No, they can't. So they can't. So that'll do it. So the score after one, it's Buffalo absolutely nothing. And the New England, I put New England, didn't I? I'm going to put New England so it stays different than Buffalo. How about that? So the soon-to-be New England Patriots, 3, and the Bills, absolutely nothing. All right, so let's go into the second quarter. And Buffalo rolls here in a 25. Oh, they just missed it. They just missed it. And so a 14 is a fumble. Oh, the Bills playing like, us Al Red Sox fans, playing like poop. So they will fumble the ball. And there's no fumble return. So New England's going to get it. Oh, no, Boston, if you will. And again, because of the turnover, we're going to bump that to a 36. So here we go. Here we go. Yo, I read it the wrong way. I thought it was 25 to 52. And a 14, they will fumble. Holy smokely dokalies. And so the Patriots will fumble it right back to Buffalo, and they cannot return it neither. So here we go. So a 3-0 game. Buffalo won this 45-10 in real life. And today, an interception, a punt, and a fumble. So it must be poor field conditions in Boston. Was it what they played? Harvard Stadium, something like that? All right, Buffalo with the ball. Nope, 63. In a 34, they will punt it away. New England cannot return the punt, or Boston, if you will. I'm going to say that the entire stream, so just so you know. All right, so their last bid here in the first half is a 45 and a 46, and that'll be another punt for New England. All right, they cannot return the punt, so Buffalo will get one last crack here at the end of the half here, and 55 is out of range, and they will, with a 63, they will just punt this away, and that'll do it. So, a very uneventful first half with the score still 3-0. The Boston Patriots trying to sneak out a win here on the channel, if you will. It might be a snow-covered field. Well, it's November 1st. I'm thinking it'd be more rain than snow in November in New England. All righty, so now it's going to be Buffalo ball, and they can get a kick return here. So I'm going to remember to do that. So let's go, and nope. So that is nothing. So a 35 is out of range, so they will not get the kick return. So it'll just be Buffalo ball here to start the third quarter. And a 65, it's a turnover. 35 is a punt. So Buffalo will just punt it away again. Not a good game for the Bills. And Farpoint comes by and says, let me just post this here. His highlight comes by, and Barbara got her power back. Yep. And this is a great game. We played the 47th season for the AAFC and the NFL, then played a championship bowl between the Browns and the Rams, 21-20 Yeah, this game is fun. It's simple. There are some better drive-by-drive games, if you will. I happen to like this one. It's just I just like it, so I play it. So New England ball after the punt. Let's see, 32. Turnover, 63 is a punt. So New England will punt. Or Boston, no return. So Buffalo ball. Boy, I tell you, this is kind of like a snow game or a total rain game. There's just no offense happening. 32, they still can't score. And a 22 is another fumble. So Buffalo fumbles. This is their third, right? Interception, fumble. Third turnover. And so now Boston has great field position to try to tack on some points. 11-36. 61, they cannot score. And a 34 is a punt. Two bad teams here going at it, and this will end the third quarter with a Buffalo possession. They cannot return a punt. Wow, we've only had 3 kickoffs. The first half, the second half, and after a field goal. It's been nuts. No scoring in a 23. Ooh, that's almost another fumble, but that'll be a punt. So that's how we'll end the third quarter. So much for the 45 score that the Bills put up in real life. They have got absolutely nothing right now here in New England, in Boston, Pirate Stadium, if you will. 56 out of range, 25 is a punt. So Boston will punt that, and it goes right back to Buffalo. Buffalo's got a couple more cracks at it. Each team with 2 more chances. And 26, they will just miss. In a 12, it's another fumble. Oh, my gosh, 26 and a 12. It's another fumble for the Bills. This has just been insane rolling of the dice. I might have to get some new dice here pretty soon. So they can't return a fumble. So great field position, 11-36. And no! Do I have any 1s or 2s on these dice here? I mean, I guess I do. And a 33 is New England will punt it right back. All right, this is Buffalo's last gasp. Last possession for them. All righty. And they will score. And a 21 is a touchdown run. So the Bills on their final drive it home, and that's a TD run. Let's check the extra point. And that extra point, it is good. Ooh, looking at that, 11 is good. So, and it is good. So it is now 7-3. And New England or Boston is their last drive, and they're down by 4. So here we go. Boston needs the score. And they will score. And a 23 is a touchdown run. And New England, Boston, whatever, Boston will come back and win this game. That'll be their first win of the season. So they will get the TD run here as they drive the field. The PAT is, it just sneaks inside the bar. It is good. And so it will be each team with 7 points here. And the final score will be Boston 10 and Buffalo 7. That was a weird game. Really weird game. So, well, we improved, right? We are now, we're 1-6. We are 1-6 with this win. Now the Bills, looking over here, the Bills. Oh, see, they were 3-10. So there was only one game separating these guys. So that was not like a real big win. But why they lost 45-10, I'll never know. I'll never know. All right, so that is that. So congratulations to New England. They will get their first win of the season. We're now 1-6 on the season. And now we'll call up our next game here, and that was on November 8th, and we went to St. Louis, and we got pasted by the Cardinals 31-0. So let's see how we do here, you know? And let's see how it goes here. Yeah, P-A-T-S, Pats, yeah. All right, so St. Louis will start here. So we're going to go to St. Louis here. And they got 11-34. All righty. And no, a 64 is out of range, and a 43 will be a punt. All righty. I needed to check for no kick return. Okay, so St. Louis will punt. All right, and so Boston ball now. An 11-22 is not very good. And a 34 is out of range, and a 22 is a punt. So they'll kick it right back to them with a punt. They do have a punt return. If I can get an 11 and 62 or less. And nope, no punt return. So it'll be St. Louis ball. And let's continue on here. 11-34. Yep, they will score with a 23 and a 25. It's a touchdown run. So St. Louis gets on the board here with a TD run. And the extra point, as long as I don't roll a 66, no, that is good. The extra point is good. So, it will be 7 to absolutely nothing here. And New England, Boston cannot return the kick, so they're just going to get the ball back. And a 43 is out of range, and the 13 is a 12. So it's a 43 and a 12. That's a fumble. So Boston will fumble. And, oh, they have a fumble return. So we need to check the fumble return. And 32 is not a fumble return. So they just have really good field position. So this will end the first quarter, this drive here. And 11 to 44. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And, yep, they will cash in with a 21. And a 16 is another touchdown run. So the Cardinals open it up here. And let's check the PAT. And that is good. All righty, so after 1 quarter of play, it's all St. Louis here. It is 14 to absolutely nothing. All right, so they'll kick off. There's no kickoff return for Boston. So we will just do it like this. 44 is out of range, so it'll be a turnover. 36 is intercepted. Oh, boy. So they got a fumble and now an interception. So 2 turnovers here. And they do have a good chance for an interception return. No. 55 says no. All right, so they will get good field position, though. And let's see what they can do. 11 to 44. 11 to 44. Yes, St. Louis cashes in. And a 31 is another touchdown run. They are just running it down the throat to the Patriots here. Let's check the extra point. Anything but a 66, and that is good. So it is now 21 to absolutely nothing. Boston again, as ID comes by, and Amish Elvis. And thanks, Amish Elvis. I just like to play. Just kind of having some fun. Nate, I'm seeing your comments here. I'm trying to play this game. Stop worrying about all the other games. I'll get to them when I get to them. All right. Let's see. So Boston now, 42 and 12. A fumble. They're gonna fumble it again. Oh my gosh. So Boston with 3 turnovers. So let's see. Can they get the return? Yes, they can. 11 to 13. No, they don't get it. They don't get it. No, it's all right. It's just I'm playing this game here, and I don't want to be answering all these questions about all these other games, why I'm not playing other games. It's just kind of distracting. All right, so St. Louis, again, 11 to 44. Here we go. Here we go. And they will score again, 23. And a 54 will be a TD pass this time. TD pass. So they are just running it up here on the poor Boston Patriots. And they will get a 23, so that the extra point is good. And so 28 to absolutely nothing. And Boston cannot return the kick, so we don't even try a kickoff. So this will be it in the half. And, they need a 22, and they got a 23. And they will punt it away, and that'll end the first half. All right, so 3 turnovers out of their 5 drives, and they will trail. So they give up 14 in the first and 14 in the second, and it is 28-0. We're on our way to the 31-0 final score. And ID says he was looking at this game today. This is a fun drive-by-drive game. I'm not going to lie. It's a fun drive-by-drive game. It's one of the first ones I played, so it kind of holds a special spot in my heart. There's a lot of other fun ones that I've played too here, but I just come back to this one. So I picked up the 70 season because I want to play these Boston Patriots. I got it in APA. I think I got it in Solitaire Pro. So 1970 is kind of like my new favorite season. Alrighty. So let's kick. So Boston will get it here to start the second half, and they cannot return a kick. So let's go right into it here. So they need, again, 11 to 22. And nope, 36 is out of range, and a 34. Ooh, that's almost intercepted, but that'll be a punt. So they'll punt it away. And, well, let me check the punt return here, because they can return it. So if I get an 11, and nope, so they don't return the punt. So St. Louis ball after the punt. And 42 is out of range, and a 43 is a punt. So St. Louis will just punt it back to him. Now, what was St. Louis here? So St. Louis, they were 8-5-1 this season. So they weren't a great team, but neither were they terrible or, or dominant, So we got Boston ball. And a 42 is out of range, and a 64 is another punt. So Boston punts it back. Can St. Louis return the punt? No, they can't. They can't. I'm thinking about getting a modern season, Nate. I am thinking about a modern season. I don't know how, I have some. I forget what seasons I have with this, but I'll probably be getting. Yeah. Oh, I know. I have the Super Bowl teams. I bought the Super Bowl package, so yeah. So every year they send me the Super Bowl team, so I could actually replay the Super Bowl. A lot of guys did. I didn't do it this year. St. Louis, a 31. They will score. A 41 is a field goal. So they'll chip in with a field goal, and there it is. There's our 31-0 score. So if nobody scores, we're going to hit this dead on. And we almost hit one dead on in another game. It was, it was 28-3 instead of 27-3. So I've come close with this game. I've really come close. All right, so Boston here, and this will end the third quarter. Yeah, it's a punt fest. It's TD run, TD run, TD run, TD pass. So it wasn't really a punt fest. On this side, it's been half punt, half turnovers. All right, so Boston with the ball. No. They need a 22. They got a 35 and a 14. Another fumble. Another fumble. So they fumble the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4 turnovers and 4 punts. All right, now they can return a fumble. They can return a fumble. They don't return it. So at the end of 3, they tack on the field goal here, and we are right at 31-0. So if they can hold them off the board, we're going to nail this score exact, Waterfield comes by and says, bought this game yesterday. Like it a lot. He likes it more than some of the other ones. I think it's more simplistic than the other ones. I think some of the other ones do some things that I like a little bit better. Who was the Patriots quarterback in 1970? You want to know who it was? It was Joe Kapp, who come over from the Vikings. Yeah, there's a whole story about that. But Joe Kapp, he led the Vikings to Super Bowls and things like that. I don't think he won any, but he came over to Boston. He got destroyed in Boston. Boston was just a bad team, and it wasn't so much his fault, per se. But, Boston was just a bad team that year. All right, St. Louis ball, and they will not score. And a 34 is a punt, so they will punt this back to New England. Boston. Boston could not return. And Mike Taliaferro, see, I wasn't sure about that, but I know they had Joe Kapp. And poor Joe, he got initiated the hard way. No score for New England, and they will fumble it again. Are you kidding me? So Boston just fumble-itis over here. All right, so will they return the fumble? No. But they'll have great field position, and they will score again with the 36 because that'll bump to a 44. And a 55 is a TD pass. So they're going to surpass this right here. So they're going to really kind of bust up the Patriots here today. And the extra point is good. So 38 to absolutely nothing. Boston's last possession. And this is the smoke show. We thought it was going to be, and they will score. And the 36, they'll get a field goal. All right, so we'll get on the board. We'll take the field goal, and we'll make it 38-3. But we're on the board. And the kick return, no kick return. So this will be a last gasp, no score to 64 be. Oh, they're going to miss a field goal. So St. Louis comes down and misses a field goal. And that will be our final. So 7 more points here and 3 over here. So our final score is, instead of 31-0, it's 38-3, which is pretty darn close if you ask me. And so now that's going to put our record at 1-7. And that's where we are right now, 1-7. I'll recap the season before we go. So I'm going to do one more. As I've been doing it in 3-game whacks. I set up the score sheets in advance so I can just roll dice for you guys. And here we go. So this will be the last game. The San Diego Superchargers coming into town. And the San Diego Superchargers, they were 5-6. So in 1970, they were 5-6, you know. Yeah, some of the scores, again, sometimes you get kind of lucky with that, you know. And it kind of works out. So here we go with this one here. So Boston's going to get the ball first. So Boston will start off 11-24. And nope, 34 is out of range, and a 33 will be a punt, and they cannot return a punt. I always forget to check down here for punts and kickoffs. So New England cannot return a kick, so don't even worry about that. So they will just punt this away, and San Diego will get the ball. 11-32 for San Diego. And no, 62 is out of range, and the 33, they will punt it back to New England. And neither team can do a punt return, so it's just going to be punt. And we got to be here. Joe Hadle, that's right, Joe Hadle was the quarterback. You're right about that. I was watching some highlights with him, you know, with Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire doing This Week in Pro Football. And then this week, you know, John Hadle, quarterback on the Chargers, went into New England. 51 is out of range, and the 65 is a punt. So Boston will just punt this back. And San Diego ball. Here we go. 61 and a 14. This is going to be a punt. So, yeah, 2 bad teams here in Boston just giving their punters a workout. And so this will be the last one here in the first quarter. And Boston will score 32, and they will get a field goal out of this. All right, so Boston will get a field goal, and they will take a 3-0 lead into the second quarter. How about that? All right, so San Diego Superchargers, they cannot return a kick, so we're just going to check their possession, if you will. And a 33. 32, they just missed. And a 64, they're just going to punt that away. So San Diego just punt. Oh, Boston with the ball. And Boston will score again. And a 15. That's a touchdown run. Touchdown. And 11-63 is good. So they will get the touchdown and the extra point and the carrying case. TD run, the extra point is good, and they will lead this 10 to absolutely nothing. Could this be their second win? This was a close one, 16-14 in real life. So let's see. So San Diego does not get a kick return, so they will just get the ball back. And a 23, they will finally score. And a 21, that'll be a touchdown run of their own. So San Diego Superchargers on a TD run, the extra point. 11-65 is good. And so we have a 10-7 game. Boston's last possession here. And we got a 66. It's way out of range. And a 53 is a punt. So they will just kick this away. And again, I'm playing bad teams. When you play the better teams, like if I don't know what seasons they got. If I had picked up like the 2007 Patriots or something like that, we wouldn't be punting as much, you know. But when I play the bad teams, I'm going to be picking up the WFL for this, spoiler alert. So we're going to be playing some crazy games with the WFL. I'm pretty sure. That's kind of like my new, that's got me enthralled. I don't know why, but I'm looking at the WFL. And I have something over here I'll show you before we go. And a 62 is out of range, and a 16 is a punt. So San Diego will punt it back. And that'll be that. So the score at the half, it is New England 10 and San Diego 7. So let's see here. So New England Oh, they each got a touchdown, right? So that makes it 10-7. Now, what I do, WFL is the World Football League, and it's this right here. Now, this is from Play. I forgot I got this from Play. It was a separate football league that lasted about a year and a half. They didn't even finish the second year. And they got bad teams. You know, Dave likes bad teams, so we're going to be playing some bad teams at that point there. I'm tempted to pick it up. Chris has it for Appa football, kind of like a custom job because Appa doesn't offer it. I'm tempted to get it just for fun, but I don't know. I got to see. I got to see what my bills look like at the end of the month. One thing I like to do in this game, when on the outcome of the drive, I do like to put like one team on the left and one team on the right. So usually it's the first team, so the home team will be here on the left and the visitor on the right, just so it doesn't get all mixed up. That's just kind of what I do. All right, so now San Diego will get the ball here in the third. You know, I might I have some CFL, some other things, but yeah, any of those crazy leagues, I like to play those crazy leagues. So I'll probably get some USFL. I know Jason Flash Football has got the USFL, and I was watching him play that the other day. All right, so San Diego, no kick return, no punt return. That's going to be a turnover, 44, and that's going to be a punt. So they will just punt this back to the Patriots. The Patriots cannot return it. So 10-7 game. It was close in real life. It's close today. Patriots 66 and a 44. They will punt it back. Boy, this would be great Appa rolls, right, ID? You know, the 66 are great for Appa. Not so much in game-winning drive, where you really want the low numbers to land in the point scored. Yeah, Jason does a lot of good stuff with football. It is San Diego with a score, and a 16 is a touchdown run. Oh, boy. So a TD run for your money, and the extra point is good. So, San Diego now, 14-10 for San Diego here in the third quarter. So, Boston with the ball back, down by 4 now. And they will score with the 22, and a 42 is another field goal. So, Boston cashes in with a field goal, and boy, look at this score. 13-14. It was 16-14. And right now we're 14-13. I like my games that kind of get out of control, but sometimes it's nice to have a game that snugs up to the actual score. It really is. All right, so San Diego has it, and this will end the third quarter. And San Diego will score with the 31. In the 64, they will get a field goal. On the 64, so San Diego counters with a field goal. And they will take a 17-13 lead here. So New England, Boston, I should say, gets the 3 points. So they have the 13 points. And 10 over here will get them 17. So that's where we are right now. So we're 17-13. We are really right up against that, aren't we? All right, so this time here, Boston has 3 possessions. Down by 4. Down by 4. And they will cash in with a 23 and a 41. They will get a field goal. So it's a battle of the field goal kickers here, and it's a 1-point game, 17-16. Nobody can get a kick return, so we don't even bother. Speeds the game up. And 13. Well, San Diego comes right back with a touchdown run, and that might just put this out of range. The extra point is good. And so now that's going to be 24-16. And I don't think there's any 2-point conversions in this game here for 1970. So they're going to have to score a couple of times. And they will. They will come back and score with a touchdown run of their own. Well, almost a safety, though. What I'm doing is I'm using the momentum football rule. All 4 dice is a safety. I'm trying that because there's no safeties in this game. And I think you should have a chance for a safety. So a TD run, and the extra point is good. So Boston has come back, and it's 24-23. San Diego ball. A touchdown wins them the game because that'll be a 2-score game. And San Diego will score, and a 45 is a touchdown pass. And they will win the game. So a big fourth quarter here by the San Diego Superchargers. Extra point is good. And that's key. I don't know about you guys, but even in the drive-by-drive games, I love rolling for extra points. I don't like automatic extra points. Even some teams, it's like, 11 to 66, the point's good. What I do, if it's automatic, if I roll a 66 and then another 66, then it's no good. So I have that tiny, tiny, tiny chance of missing it. I don't like anything automatic. I don't like anything automatic. Oh, boy, so 23 to 31, and that'll do it. So Boston will lose this one here, and they will just cough that up in a 12. They will fumble it, actually. And actually, San Diego has a chance to run it back. And nope, they don't. So that'll do it. So the final score, it's 31 to 23. What a comeback here by the Superchargers. They were down at the half. And in this fourth quarter, they got 14 points, right? To get them to 31. So they had 17, 27, 14. Gets them to 31. And New England had 10. And that got them to 23. So 31 to 23. Well, a little bit different than that. But we did have a really, really close game. And now our beloved Boston Patriots fall to 1-8. So let's take a look where we are now after 9 games. Okay. So, again, it was a week 1 loss to Miami, in which we won in real life, So ID says rolls a 66, and any 60s is no good on an extra point. That'll work too. That'll work too. So Boston won this one 27 to 14, but in my roll, Miami won it 31 to 14. So we were 0-1. The Jets rolled into town, and they beat us by 13 in real life. By 10 in real life and 13 here on my table. 20 to 7 was the final score. We were 0-2. And then Baltimore come into town, and they beat us up pretty good, 34 to 10. For some reason, they only beat us 14 to 6. So something about the home games in Boston here, but it was still an 0-3 start for the Boston Patriots. We went on the road to Kansas City, and instead of losing 23 to 10, we lost 28-13. That was fairly close, but the Chiefs handed us our 4th straight loss. We made it 5 losses in the row to the New York Football Giants. They beat us by 17, and in real life, they beat us by 16. So just a little different score, but the outcome was pretty close. So now we're 0-5. And then we went on the road, and this was the closest game I rolled. A 28-3 Baltimore win was actually a 27-3 Baltimore win in real life. So that's the closest game I've rolled so far. And then we were 0-6. And then the games you saw tonight, we got our first win as we beat the Buffalo Bills 10-7. For some reason, they croaked us 45-10. But in this game here, they only had 11 to 24 scoring because Buffalo's only had 3 wins compared to Boston's 2. So these are 2 bad teams. So it must have been a good day for Buffalo. Not on my tabletop, a 10-7 nail biter. We got our first win, and then we went right back to our losing ways. 38-3 compared to 31-0. Again, that's pretty darn close if you ask me. And we improved to 1-7. And then now we're 1-8 after the game you just saw against the San Diego Superchargers. They won 16-14, but in my roll it was 31-23. And that's where we stand after 9 weeks of Boston Patriots football with game-winning drive. So so I was talking about this WFL here, the World Football League. That's my new favorite league. The Detroit Wheels are my new favorite bad team. They were 1-13, 1-12, 1-13, and they folded. So we'll have to get them on the table some way. I think they do have in game-winning drive, so I'm going to pick that up and try to see how they do. Game-winning drive is a fun game. Like you can bang out 2 or 3 or 4 games pretty quick. It sets up in about 3 minutes and then takes about 5-10 minutes to play the game. And I don't know, I just like it. I like all the game-winning drive. I like all the drive-by-drive games. There's not too many I don't like. There's some reason though this one. You know what I like about this one? I do like the I like this layout here. I like the colors. I like how it's all laid out. I just kind of like that. I always have. Again, it was one of the first ones I played, so I just kind of stuck with it. But there's a ton of other games I could be doing too, and I'll get them back here on the channel. But just sneaking in a few games before I got to go to the rink. I got to leave pretty soon, so I can go freeze myself at the rink. It's 20 degrees with a wind chill of probably 0. But hey, knock on wood, we haven't lost power here since I started broadcasting. So, yeah. Bubba White was the Wheels quarterback. Yeah, I think I heard that. Well, let me see here. Let me see. Let me get back to the overhead. Whoop, here we go. And so let's see what we can do here. So here's the this is from Play, and a little note from Keith here. Oh, nice. And we have a little. So I guess this is technically an unboxing here. World Football League here. We have the standings. So they were 1-13. They played 20 games. Well, they didn't. And Jacksonville also jumped out. So they bailed. So there's a little instant results chart here. World Football League summaries, the Detroit Wheels. No WFL team has had a sorrier story to tell than the sad sack Detroit Wheels. So I'm going to have to read this. We have fringe players. If I really want to deal with fringe players, that's kind of neat. And then we have the teams here. The Hawaiians. I want to play Hawaii, too. That could be kind of fun. Houston, Jacksonville. That's the other team that kind of bailed out. Birmingham, Chicago. And here's Detroit. So let's see what Detroit is here. So that's there's the offense. And so our quarterback is, you are correct, Bubba White, Eric Guthrie, and Bruce Shaw, if you will. Guthrie was also the place kicker, so he kind of did double duty. Like I said, I probably don't know anybody here in the team at all. I probably don't know anybody in the league, to tell you the truth. But it's different, and I'm going to have to read this here tonight. I like all the little extra verbiage that you got in this 50th anniversary. I'm kind of glad I picked it up. I ordered some stuff from Play. I want to say it was Black Friday sale, or is it, I forget what it was. Keith actually gifted me Fury Football, a Football Fury. I'm sorry if I don't get that name right. And so, in turn, what I did is I went to Play, and I ordered some stuff. I mean, anytime somebody gives me something, I want to, pay it back. And so I ordered some stuff from them, and that was one of the things I think I got was the WFL season for second season. And I didn't know if I'd ever play it or whatever, but now I'm kind of easing into that with the Detroit Wheels and Bubba White. So we should have some fun with that. All right, well, folks, thanks for coming by here tonight early on this. Is it Monday? I think it's Monday. I forget what day of the week it is. Again, I've been cleaning snow and sleeping, trying to clear my head. Still can't hear out of my ear. It's all plugged up. But you go to the rink. Sometimes the cold of the rink kind of helps you out. So I'm kind of hoping that's going to work tonight. So anyway, thanks for coming by tonight. Barbara, Nate, Highlight Heyday, Carrie B, ID stopped by. Waterfield came by as well. Cutter Historical I saw in here. David C. was by for a while. Amish Elvis. I'm trying to do the Al Red Sox thing. Bernie comes by. Thanks, Bernie, for coming by here. And Farpoint Gaming Direct stopped by as well. He had played some of this as well. Yeah, it's a fun little game. It's kind of a closet game too. It's not some DB stopped by as well. It's not something that it's not like a big well-known game, but I mean it's fun. It's not that expensive. I think it's like $8 to buy it and $8 for a season or something like that. And I like it. See how look, you got the nice colorful things here. 4 teams on a page, so you only got to print out 7 or 8 pages or something like that to get all the teams, depending on what season. Very fun game. Plays pretty quick. Not a lot of drama, So we had a little bit of drama, but if you're down by 2 scores with only 1 to go, with the 1 possession left, there's no way you can do anything with it. Although I think you can do an onside kick, actually. Now that I think of it, I think you can actually do an onside kick. But we never really got to that point today because I think you got to score on your last roll and then do the onside kick. So we never really had that chance today. So anyway, I'm Dave. Thanks for coming by, and we'll catch up with you guys later. Hopefully we'll get more things here on the channel, get more games back here on the channel as my hockey season starts to slow down a bit, and I'm not a crazy man. Just going rink to rink to rink in the snow. This has been a bad winter, as you guys know. ID wouldn't know. He's in Florida. But anybody that's above the Mason-Dixon line, we've had just cold and wind. The wind's been bad. I don't like the wind. But anyway, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming by. Bye-bye.